And one of those songs, one of those classic songs of yours comes on. That's a good time. Crank it up a little bit louder.
Good vibe.
It's a good vibe.
How many times have people... Are you steering your...
Why is he weaving from lane to lane? That's like me too.
But I don't mean that. That's not a bad thing. It's just like, that is a good moment. It's one of those songs... They put one of those songs on and it's a feel-good moment. That's what I think.
That's great. I hope it is, you know.
Have you been in that situation yourself where you've been driving somewhere nice, and your own music has come on and it's felt good? Or is that too...
the window, wave at everyone as I'm driving.
That's me. Yeah. Is that too weird?
This is me, you know.
Does it ever happen?
I remember when Riley was little and I had one of those tapes on.
Riley, your son.
Riley,
just for those who don't know.
Sorry. Yeah. And he was in the back in a seat and I had one of those tapes on, but you couldn't see him because it was a sort of a Jeep. And I had this 1 times 1 is 1, 2... I stopped at these lights and I had the windows open and someone had obviously recognised me and they couldn't see. And I was like, why is he listening to this times table at the lights, you know?
Is he good
that's not the same.
Not the same. I thought you were going to say, so you switched it off and then put something else
and then put my own records on and
over and over again.
I thought you were going to say they joined in with you to the times tables.
Hopefully, yeah, they could have. I'm sure they knew their 2 times table, yeah.
Talking of Riley, Life of Riley is about your son.
It is.
He's about to have a baby.
Absolutely.
He and his partner.
Yeah, circle of life.
Indeed, indeed. Yeah, is that going to be your first grandchild?
It's going to be my first grandchild.
How are you feeling about that?
Do you know what? The last couple of times we've done a gig and I'm singing Life of Riley, and it's always a bit of an emotional moment for me singing that because it's obviously about, you know, waiting for the baby to be born. And then lately it's like, oh, yeah, that's generational now. It's not my baby, you know, it's good.
And Riley works with you now. There he is. He's both sitting there. Because he's your manager now? Or
he is, yeah. He runs the show. He runs it, and he's a great guitar player.
Yes, as well. Obviously, was taught young.
Very capable.
Do you think when your grandchild is born, there might be another song in you? Are you already...
He's got to write that one, hasn't he?
I don't know. How's that work?
I don't know. I think he should write that one. He should do... He's never really written a song for the band, but I think that's the moment to write a song, isn't it? You know,
it must be quite something. You alluded to it just then. There's a lot of emotion attached to it. When you've written a song about a loved one, that's always going to be different, isn't it? Somehow. Yeah.
Well, to be honest, yeah, a lot of the songs have a lot of emotional attachment for me, but the fact that we're on stage together and it takes me back, and it's kind of a funny dynamic. So that really comes to the front of my mind when it just feels like we're in a lovely moment. And I love doing the gigs just before Christmas. It's like kind of...
So what was the atmosphere before then that made you feel kind of imposter? Was it because you felt... Were you still competing? I mean, are you more kind of...
Maybe you do sort of learn to... I think probably you worry your way through your career, you know, and then at a certain point, you don't worry anymore. You just... Or actually, I made a conscious decision, I think. I thought... I always enjoy the moment retrospectively. I would like to try and be in the moment and I'm on stage singing my songs. People are singing along. It's great, you know, enjoy it. Get into that moment.
What people dream of.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and I think it's worked. And now I really love playing live.
It's funny, I think you've answered this question already, but did you have a moment much earlier in your career where you sort of, I've made it, did you have any of those moments? Were you sitting somewhere having had an amazing day or
Got
something
a cigar out?
And... Was there a moment where any of those... Did that happen?
When I look back, I think I've always felt the word that I would use was precarious. I've always felt it was very precarious. Will I get to do another record? Will I get to do another gig? Am I going to be able to think of another lyric? You know, I think, as I say, I worried my way through it. So I don't think I've ever really had that moment, you know, but I've definitely, maybe that is the moment when you relax and subconsciously you feel like, OK, nothing to prove. I'm just going to enjoy everything.
I've got a picture of you backstage at one of your gigs coming up now, thinking, do you know what, I'm going to have that moment now. In your hotel room.
That music. Boom,
not smoking a cigar, obviously, but just going, aha, yeah. Here we are.
I don't know if it's like asking you to pick your favourite child or your favourite pet. Favourite song? If we were to get into the car right now after this interview and drive somewhere for coffee or something, and I said, put one of your songs on.
Oh, that would
which
be
is the
really
one?
embarrassing.
One of my
wouldn't
songs.
it?
What, for me?
No, for Ian, just say.
Can you play my music while we're driving?
I'll say.
I'd rather you did.
I'll say. I'm going to play a Lightning Seed song, or one of your songs, right?
Yeah.
Which one should we put on? Which is the one today that you like
The
today?
song that I feel was a miracle in my life was Pure. It's my favourite one, and it sort of changed my life, and it took me from being a producer who was really wanting to be a songwriter and on stage. And that song was such a sort of small beginning. I didn't really finish it, didn't have a manager, a record company, a band, and we just put 200 of them out, and it changed my life. So I'm forever grateful to Pure.
It's a lovely tune.
If this weren't the end of the programme, Ian,
We'd
because we were
finish with
seeing
it.
it there, we'd listen to the whole thing, because it is a lovely song. And it's got a nice feeling around it. Nice to see you here this morning. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Have
Lovely
fun on
chatting.
tour.
Thank you.
Ian Brodie, the Lightning Seeds album, Tomorrow's Here, Today is out. The tour begins in Sheffield next month.
That's it from us.